chicken, broccoli, rice. That's how I got big. That's how you're gonna get big. And I'm gonna teach you how I make it with today's episode of Dr. Mike's Kitchen. Folks, welcome. Let's get started. Some of you may not know this, but I did in fact attend and graduate with honors from one of France's premier culinary academies. My French continental cuisine education prepared me to make this very dish I'm making now. So if some of you are having trouble keeping up with this recipe, the complexity, the layers, the aroma is getting tough, hey, it's your first time, but it's not mine because I'm a fucking award-winning chef from France. What does one actually put into a meal of chicken, rice, and broccoli? You will be surprised to know that a true culinary artiste such as myself goes above and beyond. First of all, of course, Trifecta, my sponsor, I use only their chicken because it's the finest. Actually, real talk, it's pretty damn good. Cutting the chicken. First, we cut the package open. Then we take 1.5 chicken breasts, which is roughly the amount of protein that I need for this meal. And then we cut them up into little bits artistically, carefully, with respect and mindfulness of where the food came from. You may grab your chicken like a wild animal, throwing it carelessly into the bowl. I stab it precisely with the scissors to prepare the cutting process. Mortals buy regular broccoli and cut it themselves. I get pre-cut broccoli slaw. Chad Wesley Smith, famous powerlifting coach and exquisite athlete himself, recommended this. There's a reason that motherfucker weighs like 350. Broccoli slaw. There is a technique to putting in the broccoli to make sure it layers finely over the chicken, which when the cooking process occurs, the chicken's aromas and flavors embed into the broccoli. You guys ready for this artistry? Organic, pre-made, because I don't really cook, white rice. Why organic? I don't let chemicals touch my body. Come on, fam. With the rice, same idea as the broccoli. We want a fine, evenly distributed layer. That means the way we're going to be applying the rice is in a semicircular fashion, alternating applications to make sure that everything is filled and that layer is smooth and roughly the same thickness all the way around. Have you ever been to San Francisco? There's one food you must eat if you're ever there. It's Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat. Now you may say it's a corporatized BS product full of God knows what, and I agree, but it's delicious, has low fat, high carbs, and those little baby little noodle things because it's a roni, it's not just rice. This is what takes regular eating, push the shit up a notch. Advanced eating. How do you prepare Rice-A-Roni? Now, if you're a simpleton fool with no classical training in cuisine like myself, you would merely read the instructions on the back. I did no such thing. I took out all of the powdered flavor, let it simmer in its own pan, and cooked the pasta and rice separately, which I also separated, and then reintroduced them all at a broil. Can I show you all this? Unfortunately, I can't, because a lot of it's a trade secret. But I did it earlier, so now we have it ready. Check this out. Follow me. Perfect. The Rice-A-Roni, we're going to leave aside for a second because it's already warm. But the rest of this isn't quite cooked. How would you normally prepare this? You may put it into a pan, you may fry it, you may saute it. You might even air fry it or sous vide, whatever the fuck that shit is. I don't know. Put the shit in the bag, whatever. Anyway, folks, it's the year 2021. There's robots delivering your fucking packages. We're going to use modern technology. I'm a lifelong learner. In World War II, when I attended culinary school, they didn't teach me this shit because the technology straight up didn't exist. Check out this machine, fam. You ready? Yeah, modern technology is amazing. 3 minutes and 30 seconds later, your meal is almost done. Microwave rays go top to bottom, So the rice actually is the most resistant to heat. It needs the most of them. The broccoli second and the chicken last. If you put the chicken on the bottom, you get an even heating process. If you put the rice on the bottom and you use the microwave, which is the ultimate chef's tool, then your fucking chicken will be overcooked and fucking dry, but your rice might even be cold. Simpleton bullshit. Two steps left. 3 if we're being technical. Step number 1, introduce the rice-a-roni. Again, the mixing is essential. A real chef doesn't share all their secrets, but YouTube, you know I love you guys. I'm gonna share them all. How do you get that extra flavor? That what makes grandma just drop her spoon, hopefully not having a cardiac event, but in shock as, Misha, this food, it tastes so good. Yes, my grandma is actually Italian or Russian. It is seasoned salt. I could tell you how much to put on. Honestly, I don't even count it. I can feel connected to the food. I know when it's enough. I know when it's just right. You've probably watched a couple cooking shows before, and you know that food presentation is everything, as they say, or at least half the equation, because a food can be tasty, but the presentation really brings out the colors, the textures. It really pre-warms the palate for the kind of expression you want to impart as really a culinary artist. Now, that is what I like to call sophomoric C+ bullshit. Real chefs know that in order to bring out the perfect taste, which it's all about, you need to make every food you can a fucking homogeneous mixture of nothing that looks like dog food. They don't teach you this in American culinary school, folks. We made an amazing meal, didn't we? But what about dessert? Now, this is my post-workout meal. I don't get dessert, but later at night, I get the ultimate dessert of all, casein protein pudding. I'm gonna make it right now for you guys. I'm gonna leave it in the fridge. It hardens, it cools, it's delicious. Let's get started. 3-step process, folks. Now, careful attention because these are quite complex. First, we get 50 grams of casein protein. Dymatize is a fine brand. It's whatever Jared buys and I steal from him. Step 2, add water. Carefully. You can always add more water, but you can't take water away. So be ginger about it. And now we mix. Oh God, does that look good or what? Delicious. Perfection. Who needs mousse? Who needs ice cream? Now, quick story. My wife actually likes some of the powder chunks still in there. But since I'm not a wild animal, I mix it to a fine, even puree. I'm gonna try some right now. Don't tell my nutritionist. It's so good. It's time to consume this wonderful meal that has approximately 55 grams of protein, 190 grams of carbohydrate, and roughly 10 grams of fat. Those are the real macros, by the way, no bullshit. Let's see what I've concocted. It's just right. The broccoli crunches. The chicken sizzles. The rice dances and sings. Folks, I'm a fucking genius. No, you weren't educated in Marseille. Is that France? Gotta be, right? And that's okay. You're not gonna make your food as well as I do. That's okay, right? You can be inspired by greatness. Just because you're not Michael Jordan doesn't mean you can't play a little basketball and do a little dribble, a little behind the back type shit. Just the same way, do your very best with this cuisine that I've presented to you, and when you're eating it, be proud. The picture on that seasoned salt's the closest I'll ever get to being a chef.
Oh, you cut it right in there.
Ready?
Hold on, I didn't see that coming. Smells like burnt.
Yeah, that's how food smells. Oui, oui. Chardonnay. Les Miserables. That sounds French, right? Fucking art. I'm done.